Hey everybody, it's Kevin with PSTC, and it's time for your 2-minute training. When was it? End of January or so, we had that major freeze where people in the Dakotas and Minnesota were minus 40, minus 50, minus 60. Everyone's throwing stuff up in the air to see if it will freeze, which, by the way, yes, it will. We're not talking about literal freezing today. We're talking about freezing at the console. And I want to compare and contrast two different calls for service. If you remember, a few years ago, Ariel Castro kidnapped 3 ladies in Cleveland and kept them in the basement and in bedrooms of his home and basically held them captivity. When Amanda Berry was able to get out of that dungeon and flee to the neighbor's home, and they called 911, if you listen to those calls, and all you have to do is Google Amanda Berry 911 call, you will hear that call taker not mentally prepared. Now, I am not here to beat up that call taker. That is my last intention on earth. But if you listen to it, I think you would agree that was not stellar service, nor was it great for the victim, nor was it great for our responders. And they did get beat up in the press, but that's not my gig. Let's fast forward to just recently. You remember Jamie Kloss case out of Wisconsin, Barron County. And in Barron County, this girl was abducted from her home. Her parents were killed, and this girl had been being held abducted by this piece of garbage for days and days and days, weeks and weeks and weeks. She's finally able to get out. She gets to a person who then gets to another person, and they call 911, and Barron County sent people immediately. There was no hesitation. They knew the name. They knew what was going on. They were mentally prepared. They'd probably been mentally prepared day after day after day. Let's hope we get that call. Let's hope we get that call. And I'm not just talking about missing persons cases right now. I'm talking about anything that your agency is working on or anything that is national news. This also kind of ties in with a lot of people are having a real tough time with, do we give you internet access or do we not give you internet access? And I'm a big believer that if Granny Goodwrench down the street has internet access, why doesn't the dispatch center? If I trust you to save lives, I should trust you with the internet, but I know some people are not quite that trustworthy and some people bend the rules. But wouldn't it be nice if you're just going to be able to put in there Amanda Berry missing girl and it would give you all the information, you're like, oh, this is real, we're sending on this. And then we go back to the reminder that I've given you guys at least 24 times, and if you're new to 2-minute trainings, you haven't heard it, but if you've been around for a while, when in doubt, send them out. If you're not quite sure what's going on, let's at least roll on this thing. Call the sergeant, call the lieutenant, call your watch commander and say, hey, we're rolling on this thing, but none of us recognize this name. Do you know this case? Oh, yeah, it's from 5 years ago. Oh, it's from before you started here or whatever. But the basic thing is, don't freeze. We need you to act and act quickly because it's non-discretionary time. We don't have time to flip coins. We don't have time to figure out what exactly should be done. Let's get responders in the right direction, and we'll figure it out as we go because sitting stagnant is not going to save lives. You make it a safe shift, and thanks for watching.